Hello soulmates, welcome to a new tutorial video. We'll be making this pleated vent skirt. So the first thing you need to do is to draft out your basic skirt pattern. And the skirt vent, the pleated vent is on the back part. So just draft out your basic skirt pattern. So you have your waist, your hip, and the full length of your skirt. If you don't know how to draft a basic skirt, I have a tutorial on my channel on how to draft a basic skirt pattern. You can watch that tutorial and you understand it better, okay? So I'm just trying to draft it out just so that we'll see, okay? So this is our skirt pattern. Now to get that vent, printed vent area, okay? Now the first thing you need to do is to determine how long you want your pleat to be, the vent to be, how long you want it to be, right? So the next thing you need to do is to mark out your zipper allowance area first, because you know the pleated vent is going to be at the bottom part of your zipper allowance. That pleated vent is covering your slits. Do you get? It's going to be your slits. So since we've gotten our zipper allowance, right? The next thing we're going to determine is how long we want that pleated vent to be, right? That slit part, how long we want our slit to be. So when we get it, the next thing we're going to do now is to get the length, how wide that pleat, the pleated vent part is going to be. So for this tutorial, mine is 11 inches wide, okay, from my zipper allowance area. So, and remember that pleated vent part is closed, is covered. How do I explain? Is on fold. Yes, is on fold. Do you get? So you can place your skirt like that. But if you don't, even if you don't place yours on fold, remember to close it up when you're done cutting. That's when you cut, when you place your pattern and that part is not on fold, right? Make sure that you close it up. You use your stitches to close it up because that part must be on fold. So now I'm going to cut it out. When you cut out your own pattern, this is how your skirt will be. It will be looking like an L shape or a skirt with a tail. Alright. So now this is how our skirt will be. The next thing we're going to do is to close the zipper allowance area. So first of all, you notch your zipper allowance area. Alright. Then you close it up from the beginning. Now, you know that skirt vent area, right? Where it started. You have to close your zipper. You have to come down by half an inch. Make sure that the the line you are drawing for your zipper allowance will pass that place by half an inch or 1 inch. Can you see? This is the length of my pleated vent. Can you see? This is the how wide it is, 11 inches wide. Okay. Then, so to close your zipper allowance area, you have to mark 1 inch below that vent. You can decide to leave the part where you add your zipper allowance, but that vent, can you see I came down by 1 inch, so I'm going to stop my stitching there. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? So when I've stitched it, this is how it looks. So I sewed it up to that part. You know, I told you I came down by half an inch from that pleated vent area, and then I used running stitches for the remaining parts because I'm going to still lose it back. Now the next thing you're going to do is to iron. When you open up your skirt, you iron it. Why are you ironing it? To get your defined center, the midpoint of your pleated vent. Can you see? To get the defined middle point. So if since we've got the middle point now, please watch carefully. You open it up. Can you see? You open it up and make sure that the middle part is sitting on that middle, your zipper allowance. Can you see? That straight line that I told you that I ran running stitches on, right? Loose stitches on. Make sure that that center point is sitting directly on top of it. Can you see it? Can you see how my hand, where my hand is showing you? Make sure your center point is sitting on it. Now this method now, it has already divided the vent. The two parts are equal. Can you see? One part is the same measurement with the other part. Now we're going to create our pleats, right? Now you carefully fold your pleats in. Make sure that they are touching that middle point. Make sure that your pleats are touching the midpoint. not extending. Make sure that your pleats are touching it, right? Now it depends on the amount of fabric that you have. That's what's going to determine how many pleats you're going to make for each side. Okay, so but for this tutorial, I'm making 3 pleats each for each side. My pleats are not so tiny. So if you want your pleats to be tiny, fine. If you want yours to be big, fine. And then when you're making this type of outfits, make sure that you have your iron. You must iron because your iron is going to help you. So now I'm going to pin it first and do the same thing I did for the right side to the left side. Please hope you understand. So when I'm done pleating it, the next thing I'm going to do is to join it. We are basically done. So you fold it in. Can you see? Make sure the pleats are touching the center point. The center point that we ironed. Make sure your pleats are touching it and not exceeding it. Do you get? And then when you fold your pleats, you iron it so that it won't give you so much work. All right. So when you iron it, you use your pin to secure it first. All right. Now, when you're done ironing, right? The next thing you're going to do now is to stitch it. Now, while stitching it, please pay close attention. You see that I did not stitch the pleats directly to the main fabric. No, I stitched them separately on their own so that the stitching will show at the front part of your skirt. Do you understand? So you now raise your pleats, right? And then where you stopped stitching, that's that ½ inch that we came down now that we stopped stitching, you now use your chalk to mark a straight line and then sew it together. Sew the stitches together. Do you get? Now I've sewn the stitches off for the left side. Can you see? I started from that point, that's the allowance point, and I just sewed a straight line. I did for the left side and did the same thing to the right side. You can see that I didn't stitch it directly on the main skirt. I stitched it separately. Right now, can you see our pleats? Now it's time for us to open up that running stitch that I made earlier. So it's time for us to open it up, right? So just use your needle to open it up. Now you see the reason why we use that running stitch. It's going to give you it's going to define your work. Do you get? It's going to make your work look neater, and it's going to help you it's going to be easier for you to make the pleated vents. So as I'm done loosening it. Can you see I've loosened it, and then our skirt is ready. Can you see how neat it's looking? Can you see how defined the pleats are? So this is how to make your pleated vents for your skirt. So thank you guys for watching. You can make this pleated skirt for even a gown. You can make it for your gown, the bottom part. You can make it for the front part of your skirt or the back part. Depends on your preference, okay? So thank you guys for watching. And if this tutorial was helpful to you, please like, share, and most importantly, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And then you can ask your questions in the comment section. I'm always ready to help you. Thank you for watching. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.